Hello guys, it's me again, Shrek, the most handsome BKB fighter. Today my guest is Richie Leak, and that's funny thing, it's the first interview with my enemy, so that's gonna be interesting. Hello Richie.
Your enemy? I'm good, you?
I'm lucky I'm not fighting with you though, but you never know. Richie, look, yeah, I know you. I watch your fights. I follow you a little bit. It's nice to know your enemies and the enemies team. But tell to our people who are watching us. Tell us something about yourself. Introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Richie. I was I'm known as the Viking. I don't know if it's just me looks and something all like that, but I was been fighting for a good few years as a young lad onto Muay Thai, and then I went into unlicensed boxing, and then obviously I think the last couple of years I kind of peaked off a little bit due to work being very busy. And I've got a physically active job, and I thought, you know, I'm getting a bit older, should I say, but I was getting a bit tired. I kind of lost a bit of a drive for it, but then I saw the applications for the Ragnarok, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to put my name forward for that. And obviously, Stan and Andrew obviously were quite happy to accept me and have me onto it. So it's a great experience for me, and a great privilege and a chance to kind of turn your life and achieve things and go fight in different countries in the world. So it's all good, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and possibilities to pay back for all the centuries of us beating or Vikings beating you guys. Yeah. That's nice, but yeah, that you tell us a little bit about yourself. You tell us also already answer for the next question. What how that's happened that you are in Ragnarok? So you...
Well, I'm actually on the Viking team. I'm not really your enemy, you know. I know.
I know. I know that you are enemy, but I meant that how it's happened that you managed to your story about going into Ragnarok. That I meant.
Yeah. So, well, like I said, I saw obviously notifications on Facebook, and I just applied and thought, you know what? And obviously, Andrew had messaged me back and said, oh, you know, you look the part, and obviously looking at videos of my fights and stuff, he was quite happy to accept me and have me on. So, like I said, it's just a great opportunity for me for a standard, hard-working family man. It's opened some doors, so I'm going to give it everything I've got, and it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, you're fighting for title, right?
No, I'm not. No.
No.
I don't. No, I'm not. No.
That's sad. You deserve. next time, Richie.
Well, there's always chance in it, but no, I'm not fighting for a title on this one. No, I think there's 3 title fights, isn't there, on the Ragnarok in Norway, isn't there? I think that mine's not one of them.
No. Yeah.
I mean, I'm fighting a fellow Englishman, obviously from the UK. I think Stevie Gold. I think obviously he's on the Saxon team. Obviously, I'm good over here, so I'm fighting a fellow lad from my country. But it's all good.
Okay. What do you know about your opponent?
I've not really looked. You know what I mean? Like people say, I mean, you can watch videos of fights. We've all got videos of fights on YouTube and all sorts of that. But then you're watching what they do and what they don't. You can change your fighting style to suit them, but then they change theirs to suit you. So it's like a game of chess, isn't it? I think you just stick to what you know and go in and do what you do your best. They can adapt and then none of it all. It's a game of chess, isn't it? This kind of fight game, isn't it? To be fair.
Yeah, that's much easier right now, right? You have internet, you have YouTube, you have Facebook, so it's easy to follow your opponent progress or see how it's fighting how it's the fighting style, right? Especially in MMA, that's pretty important to know actually who you're gonna fight with.
We all find out who we're fighting. We all have a quick sneak and a quick look, don't we? Because you'd be daft not to, wouldn't you? You have to have a look and see what's what, don't you?
Yeah, that's true. That's 100%. I always look at my opponent. at least a little bit, or at least my trainers looking the opponent and preparing the game plan for the fight, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, they put these game plans into place, but then obviously they can have a game plan to fight you based on what they've seen, and you have one on what you've seen, and then it doesn't necessarily work out, does it? I mean, to quote Mike Tyson, but everyone's got a plan to get punched in the face, haven't they? So it is what it is on the night, isn't it? You just have to adapt quite quickly. You can change your plans and adapt after quite quickly, can't you? Depending on.
Or you go sleep. Depends.
Yes, well, yes, exactly. Yes, it can all change.
Yeah, that's how do you feel actually that you're actually gonna fight the English guy? It's any beef between you guys or just
no? You know what? I mean, I don't think we've ever met each other on the circuit. So I don't personally know him like that. I'm sure he's the same as me. I'm sure he's just a nice, genuine lad. Like that. Just this is what he does to earn a few extra pounds. Do you know what I mean? So there's no dispute. There's no hard feelings. It's know yourself how many times you fight your opponents, and afterwards it's all hugs, handshakes, have a pint, isn't it? And it's all done and over with, isn't it? There's no feuds continuing. There's no feud now. It is what it is, isn't it? So, but like I said, I don't really check any videos, boys. It doesn't really bother me. It's from the same country. I mean, most of the guys I fought were always from the same country on the shows. Apart from I think I fought a guy from Malta and a few other ones, but it doesn't really bother me that it's from this country. It's just an opponent, isn't it?
So it's not gonna be any beef, bad blood between you guys in the social media as
no. I don't think I've got him on my social media. I put posts up. I'm sure he puts posts up and things like that. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. If we don't know each other, there's no hard feelings. If we don't know each other, like I said, he's probably just doing what he does. And I do what I do, don't we? But I'm sure he works, I work, and we just get on with our lives. And we meet, we have, I don't know, bad blood or accent. I don't really know. I don't really know him, to be fair.
You don't make easier to promotion to make us fancy. No bad blood. Nobody wanna talk shit to each other.
Well, I suppose if that's what they want, you can do it, can't you? I mean, I know that's how tickets are sold and stuff, aren't they? But I mean, it's a big event. I think it's selling itself as it is, isn't it? This Ragnarok, isn't it? I think it's selling itself. So I don't think that. If any of the fighters have had a bad blood between their owners or anything, they're not that. So I think I said the show sells itself, doesn't it? Really, for its different theme it has, doesn't it? Everyone watches all these shows, and it's always the same thing, isn't it? But with this Ragnarok and Vikings versus Saxons, Vikings versus Gladiators, and it goes on and on. It's what people want to see, isn't it? It's a bit more theme based, isn't it? It's a bit more interest, so it'll sell itself, won't it?
I just I'm messing with you because me privately, I'm big enemy of this fake bad blood and talking shit on the social media and big mouth talk, including with all these keyboard warriors or fighters who are really tough in front of the screen until they get the first punch in the face, right?
Yes. Well, listen, do you know what? I don't have a bad word to say about anybody. I mean, I've fought lots and lots of fights now. I don't have a bad word to say about people. We're all in the same game, aren't we? So it's not. And I'd agree with you. I don't believe in all this bad mouthing and slagging people off on Facebook or on anything on any social medias and stuff. I mean, it doesn't really achieve anything, does it? Really? I mean, I get these top level ones doing it like this. But they're trying to sell tickets, and this show's selling itself, isn't it? So I don't think that's done. Really, it's not needed, is it?
Great, Richie. Tell me one thing. I tried to ask the pretty same question to all the guys who I interview. It's to see the point of view of every single fighter, and one of the main question is how the private life compare with the fighting life in your life. How it's going with
my private life? Oh, do you know what? I'm a wonderful, got a wonderful family. I've got 4 children, lovely missus, a new dog, and I've always worked all my life, and I've done a hard day's work. So my life beyond fighting, my happy family life is spot on. You're spot on. I think the whole fighting thing's just something that it's in me to do. That you can't let things go, and you kind of want to do something you want to do, isn't it? To train into it. You've got goals to achieve, and I think that keeps me focused to aim at things. And I think guys of a certain type or certain breed, that's what they need, isn't it? I think. But home life, I think it's absolutely spot on.
So you have full support. You have full support from the family for your.
Oh, I do. Yeah. I took a couple of my oldest lads to a couple of my fights and that. A couple they don't like it sometimes, and they get that. And obviously the missus is all for good, but like anything, isn't it? You've seen your partner in there. I wouldn't want to see my kids in there, or I certainly wouldn't want to see my dad say, "This is what I do." And yeah, they're 100% behind me. They always are.
That's nice. That's nice. But another really important question, especially for the part of our people who will watch the Ragnarok or who watch interviews. It's fighting, bare knuckle fighting. It's pretty aggressive sport, right? It's blood, it's adrenaline, and like everybody else, we are just humans, right? We have families, we have regular job. Tell me how it's going with the aggression in the fight. How do you deal with this? Because we are not walking around angry all the time, right?
I think like any fights, isn't it? I think aggression and temper that doesn't get you anyway. We all know you to be a bit more calculated, controlled, and reserved, don't you? But there is always moments when you kind of lose that. I think you've got to do something to battle your way out of a situation, or and adrenaline and things does kick in, obviously, doesn't it? But I think as much more a bit more. I wouldn't want to use the word brutal. It probably looks it more for superficial cuts or something, but I don't think there'd be people. You would need to have aggression to a certain extent. Adrenaline kicks in, as we all know, doesn't it? But I think you're a bit more sat back and think about what you're doing and stuff. But saying that, it can all change, like you said, when you get punched in the face, doesn't it? As they say.
Yeah. That's true. Why I'm asking, because people, I get this from interviews when I was interviewed by different people, that the image of fighter, it's a big guy with aggressive big guy who is walking around and picking up the fights with everybody around. And
it could be more for the truth, could it? I mean, I get it all the time. I mean, I'll meet people like that my partner knows, and they're like, "Oh, your Richie's really nice," and she's like, "Why wouldn't he? What, just because the way you look?" So I think all these fighters that we all are, they're the nicest guys in the world, because they perfectly know they can do what they have to do. The ones walking around intimidating, bullying people, and they're the ones that can't actually. They're the ones that don't step between the ropes, aren't they? Like I said, keyboard warriors are the ones that give it all there. They don't actually fight. I mean, I know lots and lots of people, and they would never step between the ropes to do any fighting. So then the guys like us, everyone's always surprised how we're really nice. And well, why wouldn't we be? Just because we fight, it's just something we do, isn't it? But in a controlled environment, obviously, and properly. So,
no, that's true. It's not easy. It's not easy to convince people that actually we are nicest guys, and like you see me, most handsome.
Usually the nicest guys, they are.
Yeah. So we have a little bit. We know you a little bit more, but it's one not controversial question, but question what I know people fighters don't like. It's about the losing. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with your losses when you lose the fight? How it's working on you?
It is what it is. I mean, I think it's a fight. I mean, it's a 50-50 game anyway, isn't it? I mean, it just is. It's only two of you in there. So if you lose, I mean, I've had some fights where I've had a good 4-5 rounds, and it's been a good contest, and you can lose on points. And you think, but I'm quite happy with that, because the crowd have had a good show, and you've obviously just if you lose, I think as you lose or you mature, I think it's not the end of the world. It is just what it is. Nobody's died. your wife's not left you. It's just what it is. It's two guys having a fight, and then one wins and one loses. It's just that's just the way it is. It's not. You've been attacked in a nightclub or something's happened to you. You're fighting another guy who can physically fight, another guy who's trained to fight. So it's not just like it's a nobody, is it? So I think you can start the chin, and it's hard at first, I think, but as you get a bit older, you learn to accept it, don't you? Think you just move on. It is what it is, isn't it? And then you just train and see where your mistakes were, and then go forward from there. And that's all part of the learning process, isn't it? Because everybody learns, and we keep learning, don't we?
My trainer told me once when he saw that I'm stressing before fight, he told me, just remember, doesn't matter if you lose or win, it's only you who's going to remember this in 1 week, nobody else.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, look at the biggest fights in the world, and like say it's all over the newspaper. There's a saying in the UK, that newspaper's tomorrow's chip paper. Nobody cares, do they? As soon as a football game happens, and they've forgotten about the fight on the Saturday night, and they're more interested in the result of the football game on Sunday. It's all forgotten. Hours later, they don't care. They don't care. Nobody cares about the fighters, really, to an extent, do they, really? Like I said, it's old news, isn't it? 2 days later. And the only one that's bothered about it is you. Nobody else cares, do they? Which is, like you said, which is 100% right, isn't it?
Yes, I forgot that you English love the football.
Well, I'm just saying, like I said, you can have a big fight on a Saturday night or something like that, and then the result on the Sunday, and that's 4 hours later. So, right, nobody really cares, really, apart from the people around you or yourself, isn't it? And if you learn you can deal with that and move on, then, and it's just a fight, like I said, it's not the end of the world, is it?
That's true. That's nice view of the fighting. But Richie, tell me, question from people, from our fans. What's your favorite martial arts? Do you do only boxing, or did you train anything else?
Well, no. As a child, I did all the karate. Then I got into the Muay Thai, the kickboxing. But as I got a bit older, it all changed into boxing. But I would think obviously the boxing is because I think you just stick to what you know, what you're good at. So I would say on my level, boxing and bare knuckle boxing, and yes, that will be my favourite. Yeah, but I'm a big fan of the MMA, obviously, because those lads can do it on a different level, and when got to do groundwork and that, their skill sets are massive, aren't they?
Yeah, that's totally different story about the fighting, the ground fight. But
oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What do you think about because here in Norway it's big discussion, and it's getting even bigger and much more controversial. The Ragnarok owners make great job to make a little bit mess in the Norwegian society. What do you think? My question is, what is better, boxing with the gloves or boxing without the gloves?
I mean, I personally think, from my aspect, I personally would through training and stuff and other things, I prefer not to have my gloves on. I know they're only like 10-ounce gloves when you fight. I feel restricted to not have them, and you feel like your hands are freer. I would prefer it like that, and I think it's set to the way my style is or the way I am. I would prefer it to be non-gloved. I prefer. I mean, I know obviously you get the cuts or something, but I think, like it's been mentioned 100 times, I think when they invented the gloves, I think they started getting more damage through gloves. Superficially, obviously, cuts and blood, but when you're getting your brain knocked around your skull for 12 rounds, that's what's doing people harm. What we are going to be doing bare knuckle, I think, is not, is it? Superficially, maybe, yes, but you can always stitch a cut, can't you? You can't alter your brain again, can you?
Yeah, honestly, I don't give a shit so much about my face. I really want to keep the rest of my brain after so many years.
Exactly. Like I said, this can all be sorted, can't it? But when that's done, it's game over, isn't it? So yeah, this can all be. And it just adds scars and character, don't we?
And still we can look handsome, or some of us at least.
Really.
Yeah, I have some. I have so much few more questions. Another, actually, my controversial question is, I make some introduce to the question. Sometimes, like, all of us fighters, we are professional fighters, right? We supposed to, that's supposed to be our profession. But, and let's be honest, paid for the fighters in our level or even in much higher level, it's nothing compared to organization what they make. And I don't talk about the UFC because they are how they are. I talk basically everywhere. How it's my question is how much you get for the fights. I don't talk about the Ragnarok. You don't need to say any names of the organization because I know that we are not allowed to do that. But the frame between how the highest and lowest fee for the fight, how it's in England, because you fight mostly in England, right?
Well, yeah, they like to. There's money on it, like obviously with Ragnarok, obviously. The look is the greatest thing because you know yourself. I mean, a lot of your money was dependent on ticket sales, and then you have so many fights a year. Then friends, family will only go to so many because they're constantly having to pay money out for stuff. So you can range from anything. And sometimes I've gone to fights and come out with a few £100 after certain things. You think, well, no, I kind of on. Mrs. is like, well, why do you do it? So, well, I'll do it because I want to do it. It's not for the financial benefit because obviously, I mean, I still don't have a full-time job. But it wasn't for the financial benefit of doing it. And other times you get paid a bit more, but it's not in that unlicensed boxing thing. It's not the greatest. I don't think it is what it was. It's definitely reduced a lot. Because my coach, he was pro, and then he fought on all these circuits as a journeyman, and he was getting paid far, far, far more years and years and years ago than they do now. Which again is wrong because we're the ones taking all the risks and stuff, aren't we? We're the ones that cliche thing, getting punched in the be get on before you do, and they don't, and it's a shame really because then it's putting people off. I would have thought, especially in a sport like this. I mean, and some sports get paid, and lots of fighters get paid lots of money. But from my point of view, it was more of a wanting to do it than a financial gain. I think something in me to want to go do that for focus. So it wasn't for financial gain, but no, you're right. The money's not as it should be. No. Of other organisations, no, it's certainly not now.
No, that's the true. I heard interview with this YouTuber. I don't remember Jean Paul, right, or whatever his name is.
I know, yeah, I know you mean.
Yeah, and how much I don't respect this guy. He say one smart thing that to Dana White that hey Dana, start to pay your fighters, right, and that's. Yeah. That's how it's basically in all the fighting sport, especially in Europe. It's and nobody understands that it's actually full-time job to get prepared to the fight, right? It's not one training a week. It's one training a day minimum.
Yeah.
So
well, I'd have fights. I tell people, at work how much you got for it. Like, well, that's not bad for like what. God knows how many minutes in a ring in one night. But it's not that, is it? It's weeks to go, maybe not putting your kids to bed because you're at training, or finish your work and going straight out seeing your wife, or like the night that you're getting paid for. It's weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of training and family events or certain things. I mean, I think I've missed. I was late for one of these. I had to have a sparring. Came back. I mean, luckily my wife okay with that. But that's the kind of things you sacrifice that people don't see on that aspect, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of sacrifices. So it's really controversial. So sacrifices also. So nobody actually talking about that, right?
No. But people they don't realise. It's only all the people that are in this industry realise what's involved, isn't it?
But how it's going now? Your training, how it's preparation to.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously in this country, obviously we had the lockdown for quite a while, so obviously the gyms weren't open for nigh-ons really. But luckily, my trainers got a good set out where we would still be able to. We were able to do plenty of aqua bags, tires, anything I needed. Obviously, bags work, heavy bags, battle ropes, you name it. So we were able to train all the way through the lockdown. Just obviously being him and not in a gym environment, but. Training's been great, just been non-stop. A few days off every now and then because obviously I work a full-time job and sometimes I've got to work away overnight and sometimes I get in. But training, yeah, we've still been going at it. Yeah. It's just keeps getting pushed back, doesn't it? And then before you know it, you think, oh, so It's another thing. Keep my head down. Keep training still. When you sometimes want a day off, don't you? Or a week off, should I say?
How the sparrings? Do you have enough sparring partners? Do you spar before?
I'll get people. Yeah, there's a few guys. Obviously, maybe some of them aren't quite necessarily my weight or something like that. But I've got the sparring partners to have a move around with, and then most definitely, yeah. I mean, maybe you can hit back, and it's great for fitness. It's not the same. You need sparring for your timing, don't you, in your movement and being able to close that distance down and stuff. But yeah, I'm okay. I'm lucky enough to have people that will help out and step in and do that for me. Yeah.
And the gypsies, it's bare knuckle boxing. It's a gypsy boxing, right?
There's a few around here, but no, not at the moment.
No. That's nice. I'm struggle with the sparring partners, so I'm pretty jealous. So people,
well, I said, getting one's about weight, isn't it? I mean, it's not. I mean, it's hard to get heavyweight sparring, I think, anyway. But there's a few people move, like I said, not necessarily my weight, but you still need to be able to move around, don't you? And have a smaller guy throwing shots at you and stuff and moving around. It doesn't do any harm, does it? As well.
So you beat shit of the small people.
That's no. I've got to try and catch them. they're on the bar because they're like whippets. They're around you in a way, aren't they?
We just talk about not being a bully, and you beat up the small people.
No.
Catch you. I catch you now. Now it's a real Richie. Richie the bully. I will put the nickname for you in the Ragnarok, Richie the bully. Yeah, but nice. It's always important, Richie, to give guys, my guests, some time to say hi to everybody who they want to, and of course to mention this. Yeah, last question: how it's going with the sponsorships in England? I ask people around all the time because that's one of the main incomes for the fighters, to get the sponsors. And actually, I asked this for myself because I'm looking for the some sponsor ideas for myself. But how it's going with you? You have some sponsors?
I've got people I can speak to about it like that. I'm not pressing it. I mean, I was up to the fact of doing it, but then obviously when the show got pushed back, I thought I'll just leave it for a bit. But there will people that will put certain things on me, but I'm not going to divulge anyone at the minute yet because there's no guarantees on which ones do and which ones don't. So, but from my point of view, it's doing okay. Yeah, I can get someone. Yeah,
that's
like I said, it is quite hard. I always have enough kind of set because that's what it is, isn't it? But I personally don't like. It's hard. You're asking people for money, aren't you? Basically, on that kind of aspect. And me personally, I didn't like doing that really, but that's just my thing. But there's people have given me offers and stuff, so it'll be fine. It'll turn out okay.
That's nice. That's nice. And now it's a time for you to say thank you for your sponsors and for everybody who are helping you with the preparation. And yes, the fight it's not so long. It's 21st of August, right?
Do you plan? 8-9 weeks. 8-9 weeks, isn't it?
Do you plan to come to Norway a little bit before or stay a little bit longer for vacation?
I don't know what the plan is. Well, I don't know what the plan is. Well, knowing me or anyone that knows me, I'll probably stay a bit longer afterwards on that. I've a couple of beers, so.
And we can maybe have some training together after fight, or for sure we're gonna have some. We're gonna have some beers after fights.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I won't be the only one more. Hopefully.
Yeah, that was really nice. I actually start to like my enemies. Not all of them, but you making this much easier to like English people. So yeah, it was really nice to talk with you, Richie. It's anything more what you wanna say to our fans?
Just tuning for Ragnarok. It's one of the greatest shows I've seen, and with lots of good fighters on it, and a real themed event. So it'll be amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yes, I remind you guys, Ragnarok, first bare knuckle fighting show in Norway, 21st of August in Kristiansand. So we waiting for you. We will be there. Richie will be there. I will be there also. Richie gonna fight not against me, but against my team. I fight against the Richie team. So it's gonna be interesting. And after that, we drink all together. Right? Okay. Thank you, Richie. Was again. You need to say one more time, Richie.
Yeah.
It's really your internet cut. So what did you say?
I didn't say nothing. I said the good
Oh, you
lad.
didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Richie,
Okay,
and see you soon. Bye bye.
Okay.